If you are in West Africa and you still desire to move abroad to your land of dreams, I have a good news for you. And I will only urge you to please listen to the last because this good news is very, very juicy. This is a place where you're going to get your documents in 2 years, and then you can decide to stay or move on. Welcome to Migration Focus. Today, I'll be telling you about a particular country that is easy for you to migrate, not just you, but with your family, and get your documents in 2 years. And you would be able to even work for as much as 30 hours and even more, depending on the route that you followed to get into the country.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Immigration Focus. If this is your first time joining us, we welcome you. And for our remaining subscribers, we're so grateful that you're here. And today I just brought a juicy news for you. I know you like this. See, on this channel, we believe that one step is better than nothing at all. So this juicy news is one of the juicy news that will encourage you to take the first bold step to migrating to your land of dreams. And today I'll be telling you about this wonderful country called Spain. Spain, yes, because this one particularly favors West Africans. So if your country is in West African, listen very well. So Spain is a wonderful country, is a beautiful country. I mean, people will say things about every country, including the US, that a lot of people want to migrate to UK. There are still people saying, don't come to US, so don't come to UK, and all of that. But what I'm telling you is that there is a great opportunity in Spain. And Spain is a place that has work-life balance. Like, they believe that you work and rest. It's not like in Asia. Have you ever worked in Asian countries? They work 11 hours, 12 hours. But in Spain, they believe in work-life balance. And the beautiful thing that if you enter Spain, whether as a tourist or in whatever way you find yourself in Spain, if you are able to spend 2 years in Spain, you would get your documents. And do you know, this is a beautiful part, do you know that with the documents you get in Spain, you'll be able to use that document to work in places like Germany and France? Isn't this awesome? Now listen up as I go ahead to give you different routes of which you can migrate with your family to Spain. So one of the routes for which you can move to Spain, and guess what? I think I was according to research, we were calculating this, and you can even move to Spain if you're single with less than 3.5 million naira. Can you believe this? Yes. Don't worry. I'll upload that in the next video. Okay. But for now, there are so many routes that you can migrate to Spain, and one of them is the academic route. So it's either you get into school for like your a master's or PhD in one of the universities, maybe Valencia, Madrid, and all of that. I'll try and get a list of the universities for which you can venture into or get admission into, and they're like public schools. So because some of these schools, especially the ones that teach in English language, they are more expensive. Say for like example, tuition could be like 4,700. But if it were schools that teach in Spanish, Espanol, then the tuitions are like 1,000 euros and all of that. So you can enter either as somebody who wants to do your bachelor's, master's, or your PhD, and also you can enter through the language school. Say you're there to study Espanol, that is Spanish, for 1 year plus. That's also a beautiful way to migrate to Spain. Okay, and another academic route again is vocational studies, where you go to People go to study like carpentry, to become technicians, just some of those vocational studies. So, and the good thing is you can migrate with your family even though it's through the vocational studies, although you would need an English waiver certificate. Excuse me. So, if you're going through academic routes to schools that will teach you in English, then you need an English waiver certificate. Now, let's go ahead and I'll tell you about other beautiful routes for which you can migrate to Spain. And this second route is really, really a juicy route, and it's called the job seeker visa route. So I think this started around May 20th of May 2025, according to my research. And this visa route is more like they're hunting for global talent. So it's about people who are really, really talented. And this route means you must have attained your degree, certificate at least. So it can feature those with their degree, their master's, their PhD. And this is where like they're looking for really, really young professionals. So if you fall under this, then it's really, really easy for you to get into Spain. And the requirements for this job seeker visa, I will go ahead so I don't forget. It requires that you're a graduate with your degree, master's, PhD. In fact, the more certificates you acquire, the better for you. Also, you need up to level grade 6. You need your police character reports or certificate, as the case may be, and some medical certificate, travel insurance, your birth certificate, and your transcript. Get all those documents, of course, a valid passport. Get all those documents authenticated, maybe at the Ministry of Education, a Ministry of Foreign Affairs in your country, as the case may be. Just get them well authenticated, and then you can go ahead to legalize in Spanish embassy. One more thing, you can translate, or not can, you need to translate all these in Spanish. And this is where you would really have to get someone to translate it for you, and it's going to cost you. But I mean, it's not like it's going to cost your head as long as you're willing. I mean, this is one of the cheapest, juiciest way to migrate and leave West Africa if you truly are interested in migrating to your land of dreams. Now, even if you want to go to US, Canada, this is one of the big bold steps that you will take. And after 2 years, once you get your documentation, you can move on to your land of dreams. Then after you have finished translating everything to Spanish, this means that you will then get to book your visa submission at the BLS. Spain is so kind. The country of Spain is so kind. Have you ever heard that they deported someone from Spain? No. That's because even if you enter Spain as a tourist, there are governmental laws put in place that can help you convert your tourist visa to something that is called digital nomad. First of all, you will go and register yourself to a council, and you would even have the opportunity to work. And so that it can begin to count from the time of entrance. And once you have spent like 2 years, you can begin to process your documentation. What I mean by documentation is your PR. So Spain is so kind. And somebody may ask, is there work in Spain? Yes. There is work in Spain. However, when you're migrating to another place, don't think you're just going to start eating bread and butter immediately. Every migration requires some time for settlement before you can really begin to mix with the land and really tap very good of the land. Except maybe you come as one of the high paid workers, international workers, and that's great. And Spain is in great need of healthcare workers and a whole lot of other professions. So yes, there is work in Spain. And if you're willing, this is really a big, bold step. And yes, you can travel to Spain with as little as 3 million naira as a tourist. With flight tickets booked, medical travel insurance, and everything. Yes, you can. Watch out for the next video as I'll be downloading and giving you the details of how you can move to Schengen countries as a tourist with less than 3 million or 3.5 million naira. I'm not even saying euros or dollars. Okay, then somebody might ask, what's the proof of fund? That you need to actually have a proof of fund before you can migrate, whether as a tourist, as a worker, to Spain. It doesn't mean that you're going to spend it, but it then means that the embassy needs to see that money in your account. And I think it's up to like 7,200 euros. Yes. And that is if you're single. That means if you're moving with your family, it's going to be quite bigger. And along with the proof of funds, you'll be needing your transcript, your valid passport, your motivational letters, and all those authenticated documents. Come on, if you want to migrate, you should have your documents ready so that once the opportunity calls, you just move in. I'm encouraging you to look into Spain and see, just maybe the goal you're seeking might just be dwelling in Spain. So don't forget to check out those universities that I'm going to drop for you, or I'm going to put on the screenshots. However, check them out and see which one fits you and start your journey to your land of dream from Spain. Thank you so much for staying with us. See you next time on Immigration Focus. Bye for now.